Hi everyone, this is going to be your psychic or intuitive astrology reading. This is going to be for the new moon chart. The new moon happening on January 29th, 2025, 7:36 a.m. Eastern Time, but times will vary depending on your location. This is going to be a big one. Look at this huge lineup we've got going on here. We've got quite a bit of things happening, and it's squaring to Jupiter. We're going to talk all about it. I first want to let you know that this is an intuitive reading. So based in astrology, I do understand and know astrology, but I definitely color outside the lines, and I get intuitive downloads and messages as the reading continues. Also, I want to let you know that you are watching the Rock and Roll Prophetess on YouTube, and my name is Vickieverlie. You can only reach me for anything that I offer, whether it's books, decks, the readings, different things that I have are all through my website. I will not be messaging you. Those are frauds and imposters. Also, if you enjoy this content, please do hit the like and subscribe because it is helpful to me and the channel. Alright, well, let's go in here. It's funny I said me and the channel, and it's almost like there was an energy shift just then. Because it's like the channeling, well, it's not, it's like a conscious channel, I guess I would say, when I'm doing this. You know, it's like the channel meaning the source that's going to channel through me. So it helped me and the channel, like, here they are. I'm hearing, here's Johnny. But anyways, let's get into this chart because there's, oh wow, it's just visually, just look at it. It's almost a bucket chart with the vertex, if we look at it that way. A bucket chart meaning where a bunch of planets are on one end and then there's a handle to the bucket. And this is what we've got going on here. There's a vertex to a point of fate, which is exactly squaring Jupiter, if you look at it. Now, the vertex is a calculation, like the part of fortune and the other things in the chart, that will change depending on the location. But, I mean, I still want to address this. You know, we've got this point of fate squaring to the Jupiter, which is also trining, you know, in an exact trine over here to the sun. So there's this energy exchange going on. There's a fated interaction. There's something fated happening. It's also in a wide orb conjunction with the part of fortune. That's another just astrological calculation kind of a thing. It's not a planet, you know, but or an asteroid or anything like that. It's just a point that's calculated. There's a whole bunch of them. Not Arabic parts, is that what they're called? There's a name for the collective thing of it, but there's a part of fortune, the part of fate, there's a whole bunch of them. And it's all this stuff like ascendant plus this minus that, part of death, there's a whole bunch of them. You know, I use the part of fortune, and you know, that's the one I always use because I've found it to really work, especially in personal readings. I've seen things happen when people's part of fortune is activated. You know, big things can happen. Now, I've seen it in my own chart as well. But back to the reading, yeah. So we've got this, you know, the Sun-Moon conjunction also squaring with the Jupiter. Squares or trining with the Jupiter. So there's this positive flow of energy. But what's interesting is that the Jupiter is still retrograding. When is it going direct? I just wrote this down because I'm doing getting ready for my February. Yeah, it's going to be on February 4th that, so roughly, you know, a few days, less than a week later, it's going to go direct. It's slowed down to practically a stop here. Whereas, don't I have that written down here? So, yeah, there it is. It's you know, it's just about it. When it goes to, like, Uranus is at 0, when they stop, then they're about to turn directions. You know, you'll see that with Mercury if you're interested. But without making this too heavy astrology explaining stuff, let's just start getting into the real reading of this, the real energy of this reading. Yeah, so there's this trine. Now, Jupiter right away, what I'm getting, I'm feeling like, you know, because Jupiter is publishing. Jupiter is the ruler of the 9th house. Gemini is writing. I feel like some of you may be publishing, launching things, even if it's electronically, even if it's like a blog post or something like that. You know, putting something out into the world via maybe, you know, some kind of electronic situation. And I feel like it could go far. Now, even though it's retrograding, which it is, but again, it's getting ready to go. Ooh, I almost deleted this. It's getting ready to, you know, go direct. So this would be a good time to gather those informations. You know what I find too here is, like, I'm getting ready to put some things out there myself this year, and this is like going into that back end. That's like going over the website, seeing how you submit it. Even if you're like looking for a job or something, how do you submit your resume? What's required? What documents am I going to need? What kind of, how does it need to be formatted? You know, all this kind of stuff. That could be really, it could even, you know, people are doing their taxes now. It could be like that if you're going to file electronically or something like that. So there's this, you know, mental thinking and going back over old things. But really, this whole thing here is like blasting off and seeing things in a new light, and, you know, exploring new territory with the bringing in the Jupiter energy as well. One thing that also grabs me is we've got Mercury conjunct Pluto in a really tight orb here, 2 degrees and 1 degree, if you see that. So there again is the Gemini energy, which, you know, Mercury is equal to Gemini because it's the ruler. So there's this communication thing. This over here, this really seems to me, it's funny, I just got that James Gang song come through. Seems to me you don't want to talk about it. Seems to me you just turn your pretty head and walk away. That's a hometown Ohio band there, James Gang. Anyway, so, but that came through. But what I was getting is you could have like your head just cracked wide open, your thought process just cracked wide open, a problem just cracked wide open. Mercury is how you think about things, how you think, what's going on in your head there, the little gears going around. It doesn't look like, it looks like eyes, huh? Like I was trying to draw those little gears in there in your head. So we've all got those little gears rolling around in our brain and stuff. So what's going on in your brain over there? That's what this is about. And we all, Mercury's the everyday, and, you know, Jupiter's in Mercury, so we can get really caught up in, I mean, Jupiter's in Gemini, which is, you know, that same energy. So we can get really caught up in just our everyday, day to day. You know, I got to do this, I got to do that. My lists, you know, I've got endless lists. You know, all that kind of stuff. And I'm getting really, for a lot of people, it's problem solving. Because I can find myself locked in this, but I think it's something that's really prevalent in our society about like going to that mind, you know, what do I need to think about? What am I thinking about? I just got to think on it. Let me solve this problem. If I think hard enough, I can solve this problem. Pluto is going to put a whole nother slant on things. Pluto, if you allow it, you know, Pluto could put a whole nother slant on things. If you've been thinking, running around your brain. I'm hearing that old tune, I've got cocaine running around my brain. Boom, 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 boom. Hopefully that's not about that. But, you know, that it could be that feeling. If any of you ever did, you know, anything like that back in the day. You know, when you get on that kind of, or any kind of or even caffeine or these energy drinks these days, you know. You know, you're just, your mind's going a million miles a minute. And there's nowhere for the spirit and the energy to get in, okay? Because it's not all about this Aquarius. I mean, it's a lot about this Aquarius energy, right? It's a lot about it. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 placements. 6 placements in Aquarius. But we also have a big stellium in Pisces. And we've got the North Node newly into Pisces. And it's in a conjunction with Neptune at this high degree, 27, and even Venus is joined in there too. Oh, I didn't see that. Well, Saturn to some extent. Venus is with Saturn, but Venus is with these guys too. And so you bring in the energy of the Venus, and wow, major creativity, major download. Now, even if you're not creative, I know a lot of creatives do watch my videos, but even if you're not, you know, we bring in this again, creative problem solving with this stuff here, where I was talking about the brain going around and around and around. Creative problem solving. Letting you can't see things from if it's a hamster on a wheel and it's spinning. How can anything get through that? You know, it can't. You know, it's just this whirlwind of energy. So we got Venus, Neptune, beautiful creativity, beautiful spirituality, joined with the North Node. Our true north, where are we going in life? What's the direction we want to go? What are we shooting for as a collective? It rules over peace, creativity. Peace as a concept in the world, like we're not at war, so we're at peace. But also it's very much about the peace within. You know, it's bringing that peace within. It's bringing the intangible, my guys are saying, bringing the intangible in to the 3D physical reality through creativity, love, joy, happiness. Great capacity for love, joy, and happiness through your own spirit, not through outside stimuli, through your own spirit, finding that spiritual happiness. Great day to do any kind of creative thing. Drag out that that project, or whatever, any kind of problem you're trying to solve. You know, drag that out and then just go with the flow and see what happens. We've also got, this is trining to the Mars in not in Aries, but Mars in Cancer, retrograding also. So there's these retrograde energies. You know, we've got the Jupiter and the Mars. So there is this, you know, the bull chomping at the bit. You know, wanting to, this is building. And Mars is like, I want to go, 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 I want to push with that arrow. You know, I want to go. And here comes Pisces, the water energy, and it's like, let's chill. Let's get in the flow of the vibes. We got the rhythm of the hands. What is that? That might be some old patty cake thing, ain't it? We got the rhythm of the feet. What is that? If anybody knows, put it in the comments. We got the rhythm of the something or other. You shake your butt around or something. Isn't that some like girls' patty cake thing, hand clapping thing? We got the rhythm of the Well, if anybody knows, put that in the comments, because right now it's really coming through strong. It's bugging me. But it's I could see how they're saying get with the rhythm. Get into the rhythm. Get into the flow. Don't be like, jaggedy throw. Stop that. Stop, align, breathe. Air is breath. You know, breathe, align. Aquarius is a fixed sign. Get yourself grounded here. Get yourself on the ground, because it could be a lot of air can be very much not grounded stuff, you know. Bringing it down, breathing it into being, toning with the earth, you know, pulling that resonance all the way down into your belly, you know. Here's another thing that's going on. The Chiron is squaring with that Mars there too. So, you know, Chiron in Aries has been about healing ourselves and things like that. But its ruler, this Aries rulership, Mars here, Aries equals Mars, basically. Same energy. So there's a tie-in that way as well. But the square is bringing the friction too. Mars retrograde in Cancer. It can't, you know, it just can't. They're showing me, it reminds me of like a propeller on a boat, and you're sticking it in water and it's just stuck in the mud. And it wants to zoom, you know, it wants to go, and it can't, because there's like, it's in like mucky, swampy gunk. So it can be frustrating. So what do we do in the meantime? We go over here. We get that inspiration. We go backwards. We rework that piece. We rework that. We get everything ironed out so it's ready to go. You know, we allow ourselves to be cracked open from these different angles. We allow different kinds of thoughts and ideas and approaches to be up into our fixation of whatever we're fixating on, or whatever we, you know. Lately for me it's been awesome. You know, I've been really on flow with creativity big time, and when I'm going to bed and thinking about first things in the morning is you know, my creative project, and I'm in a place which, you know, I love to be, where I wake up in the morning and, you know, I'm ready. I want to get back to it. You know, I want to do it again. So I think that's this for me. This is a long-standing thing here. This 27-28 node conjunct Neptune conjunct the node thing, and I'm hearting it. I heart it all day long. I'm really hearting. I'm really liking it. My creativity is flowing so much. But then I'm looking into like getting things printed and doing this kind of stuff, and then I get into that you know, that can be very aggravating and not fun. Not fun for me, you know, but maybe other people are the other way around, you know. Take time to find your peace. Take time to find your center. Oh, here's what I was going to talk about, the Chiron with the Mars. So that Chiron in Aries has all been about this self-care thing. That's really come to the forefront since Chiron's gone in Aries. Because Chiron is the healer, right? Aries is the self, me, the first house. Me first, you know. And that's what this feels like. It's this getting so agitated, you know, getting this not being kind or considerate, you know, just being like, well, or getting pissy. Because the Cancer energy, I mean, I love my Cancers. You know, I've had 2 major long-term relationships with Cancerians, you know. Not against Cancers at all. I have friendships, long friendships with them. But they're moody. They're moody and they can be pricky, you know. They get moody and prickly, even be a better way to put it. You know, they get into this, they can be crabby and moody. And they can be depressed a lot, Debbie Downer, you know. So there's always a positive and always a negative. But this can be like, you know, impatience, I want my way, whining to get what you want, you know, being crabby and cranky because I didn't get my beauty rest or whatever, you know, stuff like that, which is important. I know, getting sleep is so important. I've finally, for the first time in years, found a system where I can block out a lot of the noise, and I've been getting more sleep finally. I was going without sleep for a long time, and it's helping me so much. Yeah, I love to sleep. I always have loved to sleep. But as you get older, you can't sleep as like you used to. I remember we'd be traveling on the road. My drummer, I remember riding in the back of, it was me and a cooler in this little tiny compact car, and I'm really tall. And I could just sleep on the cold, with my head on the cold cooler for like, you know, many hours of driving in cramped little cars and bumps. Nothing would really faze me. I could really, you know, I could sleep very well. Nowadays, though, noise and different things, you know, wake me up, and it's not as, changes, you know. But getting sleep. This is very, sleep so you can dream, the guides just said. So you can dream. Yeah, and I want to say, like, yeah, sleep, if you don't get enough sleep, you don't get your REM sleep. That's a scientific thing. You know, you don't get your REM sleep, you don't actually dream, and it can be detrimental, but I'm taking this a different way, you know. Dream. So you can dream, so you can visualize, so you can manifest, so you can fly to the highest flights of the air energy that ended with the Jupiter, with the wind under your sails. But it has to be in balance. This kind of energy, all this Aquarius, trying the Jupiter, can be unnerving, you know. It can be a little bit unnerving. So we got to find that way to smooth it out. We got to find that way, you know, to tear into some kind of a project, maybe to, you know, keep your mind busy, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere in the east, and we are freezing. It's been below 0. I have to have a fan on my pipes. It's this whole thing. I got to take everything out of my closet and remove this panel by the pipes and have a fan blowing on it, and my pipes will freeze, and my car battery's dead. My car's dead in the driveway. I was just like, well, I guess I'm blessed that I'm glad that I have that option, that I do stay home and work, you know. But getting that cabin fever, you know, this antsy energy is, you know, not helping anything. But I've been doing projects, cleaning things out, organizing, stuff like that. But it's different, you know. And again, this could be overwhelming. This could be a lot of stimuli, and there's been a lot. I mean, I know a lot of people, and myself too, have been very little social media, if at all. I've been staying away from it. Mainly because in America, it's all this politics stuff, and I just don't want to hear it for a minute, okay? You can't, it's almost like this media machine, this fear machine, all this stuff. And I'm not, again, I've said it before, I'm not sticking my head in the sand. You know, I want to be aware of what's happening in the world, but I don't need it on blast in my face, you know, every minute of the day, you know. I'd like to just scroll through and see somebody's plants, or, you know, stuff like that, or you know, just to, it's supposed to be to unwind. You know, that's what it used to be. You just do a little scrolling and unwind. Now it's just like, it's just too much, you know. So I've been really counteracting. I think that for me, that's kind of my nature anyway. You know, I'm kind of a chill person anyway. But even if you're not a chill person anyway, I think it's just can be a lot and overwhelming to just about anybody. Yeah, I feel like there is breakthroughs. Breakthroughs. Breaking through brick walls. That's what they're showing me. Break on through to the other side. Yeah, and then what lies on the other side is the beautiful Piscean energy with the beautiful blessings and downloads. Yeah, as this comes in, that Venus comes in stronger into this cluster, it's moving forward. It's going to be, I'm not sure the exact day, but that's going to be some really cool energy. You know, love bomb, big love bomb. I just heard the love train. People all over the world, join hands, get on the love train. Love train. I'm off key. But anyways, now look at here. We've got Saturn too. Venus, Saturn. Now this has been ongoing too. I know people say, well, Saturn is going to put the kibosh on the Venus. And that can be true too. That could be like the stuff that I was just talking about with the creative stuff. It's like, well, I got to get this done, that done, this done. Then I can have my pleasure in life, my creative stuff, you know. Like getting the work out of the way first. That's a very Saturnian attitude, you know. Do your homework and then you can have your treat or whatever, you know. So get your house clean, get your tax papers together, and then you can do whatever. But Saturn, though, if we back out of that, Saturn's a burden energy. Let's back out of that a little, and let's look at it as Saturn is really wanting long-term results. So things that you're creating now, that you're planting in motion, planting the seeds of love, whatever you're planting. It could be very long lasting. Saturn and Venus working together is long lasting. It's foundational and it's long lasting. It's the building blocks for the future. That's what they're coming through with. They were showing me that over here too. Building blocks for the future. You may have to break down some old walls and some old barriers and clear that rubble away, because Pluto wants you to clear that rubble away. But, you know, it's worth it. It's worth it to build this something of beauty over here, to build this beautiful thing that's over here. Getting into Valentine's Day mode here, huh? Anyways, yeah, so I really like the cool energy. This Mars stuff here with the Aries Chiron, you know, have some patience. Be patient. Breathe through it. If you find yourself getting into really anxious or overwhelmed or overloaded energy, breathe through it. Chill. The Pluto thing, one more time I want to talk about that Pluto thing real quick, is that it could be, you know, these long-term things that where you've had moments of clarity. And the Pluto could, they're saying there's no going back. Once you know, you know. Once you know, once you see, hear, understand, there's no going back. So we have that. We have these minutes, you know, where we see, oh, you know, these moments of clarity, these moments of realization, like, yeah, I'm doing that again. I'm doing this thing where we're trying to break a habit, or we're trying to, you know, come out of old patterning and automatic thinking. With the Pluto, it could be more no going back, and then we bring in this beautiful Saturn and beautiful Pisces energy, and it doesn't have to be that severe, maybe, because Pluto can be very severe. It's death and rebirth, no going back. You know, Pluto can be pretty severe. But then we bring in this beautiful Piscean energy, And it's like, that's okay, I don't want to go back, you know. I've found my peace. I've found my state of being where this feels better. This feels better. Feelings are really big with the Pisces energy too, okay? This feels better. Maybe in your mind it's like, well, it'll be better when I have this thing done and that thing done, when I've accomplished this and that, and when I get this and that going with my business and my blah, 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 and this and that. This goes with what feels better. Not what you've been told, not what you think, not what your mind is logically coming up with a million things to back it up, to verify it or to validate it, a million things to validate these decisions, or how you're putting importance on, or things that maybe don't really matter right here, right now, in this moment. So something to ponder, something to look into. There's always lots more. There's always lots more. Every time I don't watch anybody else's videos until I do my own. Then there's a few I definitely watch most of their videos. I try to catch it, but I don't want it to influence my own. So, but almost every time I'll go watch somebody else's video and they're going, and yeah, there's this big thing, and they're all talking about it, and I've totally missed it. But that's how I do the reading. I do the reading intuitively. I let the guides show me what they want to talk about and explain it through the astrology, and so that's just kind of the way I do it. Alright, everybody, well, again, if you want to get a hold of me for a reading or whatever else, I have different things. I have links to my books and different artwork and stuff I do over here on my website. So it was great hanging out this snowy. It's not snowy. I better take that back, jinx. I don't want to jinx it. But this frigid, cold, sub-Arctic weather. Hunker down, stay safe, and stay warm. We'll see you next time. Remember, you're love and beauty incarnate. Bye.